A couple of you have asked about writing notes and why it's beneficial or how you should do it. I hope you guys learn from this. First thing you guys got to know is that taking notes is very personal. So there's no right way to do it, no wrong way to do it. This is how I do it, okay? So gonna flip all the way back. All right. There's a lot to do here, right? One of the cool things about having a notebook is it's basically a journey of it's your jiu-jitsu journey, you know. It tells everything that you've done and everything that you've learned to an extent. There's always going to be intrinsic things that you don't really know or can't really quantify, but anyway. All right, so how to take notes, all right? So what I do is if I'm doing notes, the first thing I do is I try to differentiate this new move, whatever it is, from the moves that I've already known. Or I try to find the key concepts that really stick out. So if we take, let's say, an arm bar from S-mount, right? So we go arm bar from S-mount. Sometimes referred to as technical mount, doesn't really matter, right? The concepts that I'm going to focus on are the actual S-mount itself, right? And then everything that comes to setting up the armbar, okay? So I'll start with from mount, okay? Because we're going to start from mount just for this example, right? From mount. I'm going to post both hands on my opponent's chest. Alright, and I use a little bit of shorthand. I actually use a lot more than I'm showing in this demonstration, but whatever. Alright, put both hands on chest. I'm going to slide up to a high mount. Alright. Now, some people don't do it on the chest. Some people do it above the head. I'm just not doing this for the technique so much, just to show people how to take notes, alright? So, I'm going to put my hands on the opponent's chest. I'm going to slide up to a high mount, alright? I'm going to pull one arm at the tricep, right? And to help clarify for me when I read this later, I'm going to say the opponent's arm. So I know I'm not pulling my own arm at the tricep. I know that sounds silly, but you'll be amazed if you do 6 techniques or even three techniques in a day, you go to write them down and then you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense to me. So pull one of the opponent's arms at the tricep. Alright? Up. And then I'm going to slide my same side leg under the opponent's arm. Alright, and then this is when I normally start doing diagrams. So I have me here with my legs this way. Alright, and now my legs are this way. Right? It's a little bit different. Right? And to make this, I know I'm going to have to face that way. So I put a little face and then an arrow with which way my head is looking. Okay? Now, next thing I'm going to do, trap the near side arm using a forearm grip, right? And for those of you who don't know, that's what I tend to, when I'm writing, refer to as the cross under grip. When somebody's arm is this way and you slide your arm under, that's what I normally refer to as the forearm grip. Okay, the terminology doesn't really matter. Write it so it makes sense to you. Okay, all right. Forearm grip, right? Then I'm going to lean my body towards the opponent's leg. Alright. Walk my head, side, leg over and around the opponent's head. Okay. And then for more advanced practitioners, at this point you could just write execute the arm bar. For those of you who aren't that advanced, you can say squeeze knees together. Extend your hip or my hip if you're writing in first person, right? I guess that wouldn't be first person, but this isn't a language class. This is a journal for jiu-jitsu class, all right? So extend my hip at the elbow's fulcrum point. Finish the arm bar. Now, some of you advanced practitioners that are on the page might say, okay, you missed this, you missed this, you missed this. You know, I am 4-stripe blue belt, not quite a master, right? I mean, hell, I know black belts who tell me that they don't know everything, so I sure as heck don't know everything, right? But this hopefully will help some of you who are having a hard time getting started understand what it looks like to map something out. If we go back to a couple of my other notes from a long time ago, you can see that they're, you know, some of them aren't as detailed, right? Knee bar defenses, push hip away, toe hold, grab, right? Because I already have a understanding. We talked about that scaffolding system that Kit was talking about. If you already have an understanding, it doesn't take much to fill in the gaps, right? That not procedural memory, what is it? The dedicated memory or dictative memory. That's right. Okay, but then if you look at this, the stuff that I don't really know, like the single sleeve duck under back take, when I wrote this one out, it was a lot more in depth, right? And then if you go, after you've written this down, if you wanted even more mastery, you can actually go and type it up, right? And what I always do is I go to other instructors on YouTube and whatnot, right? And then I write what I had, and then I watch the instructors on YouTube doing the same move and seeing if I pick anything up, right? And then I'll add that to my notes, right? Like Stephen Kesting is really good, Roy Dean's really good. Of course, Marcelo Alonso, his instructionals are phenomenal. So anytime we go over Marcelo curriculum, go over his instructionals online to see if I missed anything, because I guarantee you I did. You know, and if you guys have any questions, you can always ask me. I mean, when I'm in class, or shoot me a PM, whatever. The other instructors in the family, they're always open to questions. So I hope this actually helped, and I'll see you on the mats.